Did you know that Master Plo Koon was trained by a Wookiee? His name was Tyvokka. Imagine a Wookiee towering over a Jedi Council chamber, not roaring in fury, but peering into the future itself. A warrior and a sage, a master who shaped one of the Jedi Order's most respected heroes. But how did a Wookiee rise to the heights of Jedi leadership? And why did his final mission end in blood and betrayal? And most of all, why did he insist that Plo Koon take his place on the Jedi Council? Today, we uncover the incredible story of Tyvokka, the Wookiee Jedi Master who saw the future and died saving the Republic. We all know that Wookiees are fierce warriors, like Chewbacca, but Tyvokka was something entirely different. Born on Kashyyyk, he was a Wookiee Jedi Master who served during the waning decades of the Republic, eventually earning a seat on the Jedi High Council itself. And that wasn't just ceremonial. Tyvokka was known for an extraordinary talent. He could sense the currents of the future and chart the wisest path forward, a skill that made him an invaluable negotiator and a deadly tactician. Tyvokka wasn't the only Wookiee Force user, but he was by far the most powerful and politically significant. By the time of his last apprentice, Plo Koon, completed training, Tyvokka was already a towering figure in galactic affairs. Yet behind that wisdom was a personality, shall we say, uniquely Wookiee. Tyvokka was blunt. He didn't dance around the truth. Whether he was speaking to senators or his own apprentice, he thought humility was as dangerous as arrogance in a Jedi. He constantly scolded Plo Koon for being too polite, telling him directly that modesty was a flaw just as pride was. And don't get him started on Qui-Gon Jinn. Tyvokka considered Qui-Gon practically a grey Jedi and was wary of his stubborn, independent streak. Yet he still agreed to bring Jinn along to his final mission, hoping perhaps to impart some wisdom. Even Tyvokka's temper was legendary. Like many Wookiees, he struggled to keep his rage in check, but unlike most, he usually did, unless pushed too far. But the mission that would define his legacy was looming on the horizon, a mission that would pit him against pirates, the Trade Federation, and treachery from within the Republic itself. Before we dive deeper into Tyvokka's final mission, if you're loving these deep dives into forgotten Jedi legends, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to make sure you never miss the secrets lurking in the shadows of the galaxy far, far away. In 44 BBY, the Republic faced a crisis that threatened the entire galaxy. A sudden shortage of Bacta, the miracle substance used to heal injuries and infections. But Tyvokka smelled something fishy. He suspected the Bacta shortage wasn't accidental and might be enriching both the Typharans who grew Bacta and the Trade Federation that controlled its shipping lanes. His suspicions weren't far-fetched. The newly formed Stark Commercial Combine, led by the charismatic Eako Stark, had begun hijacking Trade Federation convoys, stealing Bacta and selling it cheap to desperate Outer Rim worlds. The Senate decided on a diplomatic solution. Who better to lead those negotiations than a Jedi Master known for reading the future? Tyvokka assembled a team. His former apprentice, Plo Koon, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Adi Gallia. They travelled alongside Senator Finis Valorum to the planet Troikin. But Tyvokka knew a summit with pirates was never going to be just words. And he was right. Picture this, a grand meeting hall on Troikan, Stark sitting across from Valorum and the Jedi. Tyvokka tries to skip the pleasantries. He wants Stark's solution. But Stark's solution turns out to be blasters drawn from hidden holsters. Stark reveals the summit was a trap, not for him, but for the Republic. Stark's forces had infected Ranulf Tarkin's Republic fleet with nanovirus, set to rip ships out of hyperspace straight into stars or black holes. As chaos erupts, Tyvokka takes command. In a moment, Tyvokka grabs the giant negotiating table and flips it, using it as a shield. Blasters blaze, Jedi blades ignite. He shouts orders mid-battle. Kenobi, protect Gunray. Gallia, guard Valorum. Plo, with me. But in the swirling chaos, Gunray panics and orders his hunter-killer droids to kill them all. The droids fire indiscriminately, and Tyvokka is hit. 3 shots across his chest. Even wounded, the Wookiee refuses to collapse. He orders the group to retreat to their Consular-class cruiser, but time was running out. Tyvokka was dying, but his mind stayed on the mission. He gave final instructions. Adi Gallia was to get Valorum off-world and seek diplomacy. Qui-Gon Jinn was tasked with unraveling the mystery of Stark's nanovirus, and Plo Koon was ordered to rally Tarkin's forces and stop Stark once and for all. Koon protested, begging Tyvokka not to die, but the Wookiee scolded him, reminding his apprentice of the 5th precept of the Jedi Code. There is no death, there is only the Force. With his last breath, Tyvokka whispered, "You make me proud, Plo Koon." Tyvokka's body was loaded aboard the cruiser, but tragedy struck again. The ship was attacked, forced into a crash landing, and the burning wreckage became Tyvokka's funeral pyre. Plo Koon survived, defeated Iako Stark, and fulfilled Tyvokka's dying wish. He took his master's place on the Jedi High Council, and years later, even as the Clone Wars raged, Plo still remembered the towering Wookiee who taught him to see beyond present and into the future. So next time you see Plo Koon on the Jedi Council, remember the Wookiee who shaped his destiny. Tyvokka might not be a household name, but in the shadows of Star Wars history, he stands among the giants. Let me know in the comments, should Wookiee Jedi make a comeback in future Star Wars stories? And who else from the Jedi archives should we cover next? Let me know your thoughts. Next week, we are diving into the history of Master Tong, the strategist behind the Republic's covert operations. You won't want to miss it. If you are enjoying the videos, become a member and let's uncover the galaxy's biggest secrets together. Thanks for watching.